Hello, hi everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Okay. So let me quickly start the session. So yesterday, as I mentioned yesterday we saw the theoretical part. Today we'll be seeing the practical part. Before we see the practical part, let's recall what we saw yesterday. And then we will move to the system and see how are we going to design the system based on the yesterday's discussion. Give me a second. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So yesterday we started with the topic called enterprise structure. And we understood what is enterprise structure and what is enterprise. Then we also understood that what are the hierarchies we have in the enterprise structure and how are we going to map those hierarchies with the requirement based on the business. We took an example of the client called Reliance, and we tried to build the enterprise structure here. So the first hierarchy will be the client, then you have the company code, then the plans and store location. So under client, you will have multiple company codes. Under company code, you will have multiple plants, and under plant, you will have multiple store location. And we also discussed that how are we going to decide how many company codes we are going to have, or are we going to take this as a company code? So we said that we have two hierarchies or two conditions. So the first condition is if you have different currency, then for sure you need to go with the different company code. That is one. And the second thing is if the company or the business wants to calculate the revenue differently based on their industry sector, then they can go with the different company code because the revenue lies under the company code. Okay, and then we took an example saying that Reliance is a client, and under Reliance we have four industry sectors. One is petroleum, one is mart, one is trends, and one is telecommunication. And all these are different industry sector. There is no difference of currency, but business need to have the revenue calculated based on these sectors. So we divided this into company codes. Then we have the plans. So plans can be anything. So if business wants to differentiate their location, so they can differentiate the location based on the using a plant. Or if they have only one location and they want to show their different buildings or different branches, so they can show that through plants. Then we have the store location. Store location, the name itself tells it is storing something. So if you're storing something and that needs to be differentiated or that needs to be storing system, then you can show it as a store location. So these are the four hierarchies which are important in enterprise structure. And same, we are going to configure that in system or design in system. Okay. Then I took multiple industries as an example. I took an automobile industry, then a service-based industry. And then we started discussing regarding the purchase organization and the purchase group. So till now, we have seen a hierarchy like company code, plants and store location, all those things. So company code is dealt by finance. From the plant, we are the owners. So for plant, for store location, and here we are seeing the purchase organization and the purchase group. For these four hierarchies, we are the owners. So when we say purchase organization, the purchase organization is the purchasing department. Anyone in the company needs anything. If, for example, you have a big company, for example, petroleum company or a Reliance Trend or Reliance Mart, if any employee needs anything or if business needs anything, they are not authorized to purchase the materials. They need to reach out to the purchase organization team to get the material purchased. Because none of the people in the business will have the access to purchase the material. Only the purchase organization team or the purchasing department will have the authorization to buy the material. And this purchase organization is also divided into different sectors or different levels. I can do. So it is based on the client level, company code level, and the plant level. When we say that the purchase organization is at the client level, we call that purchase organization as the reference purchase organization, or we can also call it as sourcing team. Because they are the people who are going to source or who are going to find the vendors in the market, and they are the people who are going to get the quotation from them and do the negotiation. So reference purchase organization is the team who is mostly involved in the negotiation and finalizing the vendor. From which vendor do we need to buy the material? What price we need to buy the material, and finalizing the vendors. And this reference purchase organization is storing the data at the client level so that anyone in the system can access. But one condition, if the data needs to be accessed, then that person or that organization needs to be assigned to the reference purchase organization. That is the condition. And one more thing, what we need to remember here is the reference purchase organizations will not have rights to buy the material because they are the sourcing team. They are only owned for sourcing. Okay, then we have the standard purchase organization, or we can also call it as company code specific purchase organization, or we can also call it as centralized purchase organization. This purchase organization is under the company code. And the company code means it is only responsible for that specific company code. This purchase organization is also going to do the same thing. They can also do the negotiation. They can also find the vendors in the market. They can fix the vendors in the market. But the only difference is the reference purchase org cannot buy the material, but this standard purchase org or the company code specific purchase org can buy the material. Okay, and this standard purchase org is going to get assigned to the company code. In the previous slide, we saw that reference purchase org is not assigned to any hierarchy in the enterprise structure. But this purchase org, which is company code specific, is going to get assigned for the company code so that it is responsible to buy the material for the specific company code. Okay. There is no condition that they also need to do the negotiation every time. They can also use the data which is gathered by the reference purchase org. But if they are not convinced, okay, I can take this word, yeah. So if they're not convinced with the negotiation, what the reference purchase org has done, then they can go with their own negotiation. Or they can also try, for example, if the vendor, which reference purchase org is telling is they need to buy from the vendor who is in India, for example, and the company code is in US. So company code, when company code is in US, they cannot purchase the material from India. They can purchase, but they don't prefer to buy because there is a transportation charge involved. So if they don't want to buy the material from India, they can find their own vendors in their locality and they can purchase the material. This might also be one more reason. Then we have the plant specific purchase org. So plant specific purchase org is same as the company code specific purchase org. The only difference is the company code specific or centralized will be assigned to the company code, but plant specific will be assigned to the plant or individual plant. When I say individual plant, it will not be responsible for any other plant. Okay. So after discussing all these things, we designed this enterprise structure here like this. So under one client, you may have multiple company codes, and under multiple company codes, you can have multiple plants. And under plants, you can store location that is not defined here. And you also have the standard purchase org and the plant specific purchase org. And we also mentioned here the reference purchase org at the end, but this is not assigned to anything in the enterprise structure. If this purchase org needs the data from reference purchase org, they need to get assigned to the reference purchase org. Then finally, we discussed regarding the purchase group. So purchase group can be an individual person, or it can be a group of people to just differentiate what type of material is purchased and who is authorized to purchase this material. This is not mandatory and this is not a fixed value for the buyer. The buyer can enter anything, but it is mostly used in the reporting purpose. If a person is coming and asking me to just extract a report only for the raw material, then I'll be able to use this purchase group and extract the report. So this is just one of the criteria. Then we said that what in this hierarchy is, for example, client, company code, plant, which person is going to create that in system and what is the number range of it. It can be numeric or alphanumeric. And what is the maximum digit what we can have while creating this. So client can be created in three digit, and that is created by basis team. So basis team is the power user who is going to give the access to SAP system, and that client is going to be a numeric. Then we have the company code. Company code is created by finance. It is going to be 4-digit, and it is also going to be alphanumeric. A part of this training, we will not be creating the company code. We will be just copying the company code because there are a lot of finance configuration. If we don't copy the company code and create, we will not have the finance configuration adopted to a company code. I'll explain that when we move to system. Then we have plant, store location, and the purchase org. All three are created by Those can be alphanumeric or numeric, and it is going to be 4-digit. Then we have the purchase group created by It can be alphanumeric or numeric, and it is going to be 3-digit. So this is what we discussed yesterday. And today we are going to see this part practically in system today. And I have given some assignment to you guys to create your enterprise structure in paper so that we can check how it is created in system. And then we can replicate the same today. So before I move to system, if you guys have any questions, you can ask. In the meanwhile, I'll log into system. Oh, okay, I need to show how to log in, so I'll not. So let me know if you have any questions. Post that, we will log into system and see how system looks. Okay. If there is no questions, then I'll move forward and show how to log into system first. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see. So the first thing, you need to search for the remote desktop in the system. So search for the remote desktop. So this is a remote desktop connection. When you open this remote desktop connection, system will ask for this computer name. As of now, it will be blank when you open this. So put the computer name as this, which is cloud2erp.in and 26. So this is the computer name which we are going to use, which is the server name. So this you will be receiving today. And then go to show option and put the username what you receive. Normally you will be receiving a username like this, ARP local 317 or 380. So this is the username you receive, this type of username. So put your username, okay, and click on save if you are using your local computer. Then click on connect. System will ask for the password. So this password also you will receive through your WhatsApp. Put the password and click on OK. So this will take you to the remote desktop like this. So it will log into the remote desktop. So in the remote desktop, you will have the SAP installed. Why we are giving remote desktop is we cannot install SAP to all the systems because you guys are in different location. So we prefer to go with the remote desktop so that we can install the SAP in the remote desktop and provide the access to everyone through the remote desktop. So here you will have the SAP logon. So double click on this. A logon pad will get open. This is called as logon pad. Okay. So you will not be able to see all these systems. You will be able to see only this system, which is S4 2022. So this is a system what you will be using. So before I show, let me stop sharing. So let me just pause here. I want to make some modification and show because it will be clear for you guys when you open. Give me a second. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the login pad which you will be able to see. Then as I mentioned, you will not be seeing all these systems. You'll be able to see only this line, which is S4 2022. We are using the SAP version 2022. Each and every year, SAP releases their new release. The release will happen on October and November. So whenever we have a new release, we will upgrade for those. So when you see this logon pad, click or double click on this. So this will take you to this screen. But before you log on, we need to change the theme settings because this is a new theme which SAP has given, a Fury Launchpad theme. So we will not be using this theme because I'll be using a different theme like signature theme. So when I'm using signature theme and if you are guys using this theme, so the options what I'm using will be different from your theme. So I want everyone to use the same theme so that it will not get confused. Okay, so go to more, SAP GUI settings and actions, then go to options, click on option. You will find this visual design. Under visual design, normally it will show like this. If you expand this visual design, you will be able to see the theme settings. So click on theme settings. Here you will have option to select a theme. So expand this and select the SAP signature theme. The theme name what we'll be using is the SAP signature theme. So select this theme, click on apply and OK. Then close this and reopen this. Initially you had different type of window. Now you have different type of window. That is because of the theme. So everyone will be using a single theme, which is signature theme, so that the screen will be exactly the same what I'm using. Now let me explain the SAP screen here before I go inside. Here we have the user. Here you will be able to log on and you will be able to close the GUI window. And this is the enter. This is the enter button. And this bar is called as transaction bar. So SAP is controlled with a lot of transactions. For example, if you're using a mobile phone, if you want to open any of the app, you need to give the command. You need to type, for example, if you go to Play Store, it will show a lot of options to you. But if you want to search what you need to enter something in the search bar and search. Same way, this is your search bar. But here in SAP, you will not be able to put what you required in a words. So there are the transaction codes. So there are some transaction codes which you need to enter. Only then you will be able to log in. Okay. Now, this is a save button. If you are doing something, if you're creating something, and if you want to save it, then you can click on this. And this is the back button. This is the previous screen button. And this is a cancel button. So save button, previous, back screen, and cancel. Okay. And if you want to print the screen, if you click on this, it'll show a layout to print. So you can print that page. Then you have the find option if you have a lot of data in the system. If you want to find specifically something, you can click on this find and search. It is same as your Excel. If you click on Control F, so you will be able to find something. The same way you have this button which is find, where you can type something and find the information what you required. Then you have find again here. Same, if you go to Excel now, let me show. You will have an option called find again there also. For example, if I click on Control F, you have find next. So for example, if you have the same word again, it'll show what all you have. So this is same as the find again. Then this icon is page up and page down. This is completely regarding the pages. For example, if you're seeing a document in SAP and document has 20 to 30 pages, you will be viewed each and every page individually. If you want to move up and down, if you want to see the above page or the below page, you can use this up or down button. Okay. And this is the icon to create a new session. So here I have a new screen. If I want other screen to open, if I click on this, another new screen will get open. This function is activated only when we log on. Okay. Now I explained you all the buttons here. And now let me go and log in. Before I log in, there is an option called client here. So in the enterprise structure, we said the client is the first hierarchy and it is going to be 3-digit and it's always going to be numeric. So that is this client. So what I said, the client is going to differentiate what type of business are you going to implement this in system. And this is created by basis. So this client is created by basis and given to us. So this client will decide what is the system we are using. Are we using the Reliance system? Are we using the any other industry system? So this client is going to differentiate the complete data. For example, if for Reliance it is 100, and for any other business it is 200, for example. If I put 100, I'll be only able to see the data related to the Reliance. If I put 200, then it is completely different data. You will not see the Reliance data, you will see the some service-based company data. So if you want to differentiate the data, then different client needs to be created. That is decided by the business. Based on the decision taken by business, the basis consultant will create the clients. As of now, we are using the standard client, which is 100. So put 100 here and then start putting your username and password. The username and password is same as the remote desktop username and password. So for remote desktop, what user you have put the same user and put the same password. And you have the language option here. Normally we use English. If you are from other country or if you are using any other language, then you can put English and click on enter. As soon as you put username and password, this will take you to this login page. Okay. Now we explained regarding all this. So now if I did not explain this icon. So now we are in this screen. And if you want to open another screen, as of now you can see here, there is only one screen open. If I click on this, then it will create a new screen. You can see now two screens are open. So this is used to open the screen. Okay. And this is used to generate the shortcuts. For example, if I'm using a transaction and if I want to see the transaction again, a new screen, I can create a shortcut. Okay. And here you have the user menu and you have the SAP menu. So what is this user menu and SAP menu? User menu is the user specific. For example, in business, let me take the same example what I took. I took an example of sourcing. Sourcing and buyer. Sourcing team will not have authorization to buy the material, but the buyer will have the rights to buy the material. In that case, if you want to differentiate what is sourcing and what is buyer, it is decided based on the roles. I said that sourcing is not authorized to buy the material. Then he should not have access to the transactions what the buyer is using. So we need to differentiate the access part. So if we say the user menu will have access only for the specific user. So I'm using this user and I'll have some access. And you might use another user. You don't have the access what I have. It might get differentiated. To differentiate that, you have the user menu. So this is a user menu. And you have the SAP menu. SAP menu will show all the options what you have in SAP. Okay. Then you have this icon, which is the inbox. So this is your email of SAP. You will have your inbox. You will have your outbox. You will have your outbox. You will have your shared folders. You will have your trash. It is same as your email ID. Okay. Then you have this favorite transactions, which you can add. So this is how the SAP looks. And if you want to see what system you're using, you can click on this arrow button. So this will show what system you're using, what is the client you're using, under what user you are login, and what is the transaction you're using. Okay. So this is the SAP system. I explained you how to log on and what are the important functions, all those things. Now let me move to create the enterprise structure. So SAP system have two space. First space is the front end and one is the backend. Using front end, sorry, if you want to use front end, you can use this SAP menu and you can create whatever you need. But whenever you want to design the system, you have only one transaction where you can design the system is SPRO. So I will put a transaction here, which is called as SPRO. So this SPRO is a transaction where you will be able to design the system. So whatever you need to create or whatever you need to design, you are going to come to the transaction called SPRO. Okay. Then you have this SAP reference IMG. Click on this. This will take you to all the nodes where you can design. So these nodes are divided into different modules. If you see here, you have material management, which is ours. You have sales and distribution. You have logistics. You have extended warehouse management. You have transport management, quality management, plant maintenance, production planning. So each and every module has their own node and they are only responsible for that node. So if you are an MM consultant, you are only authorized to use this node. If you are in sales and distribution consultant, then you will be authorized to use this node. If you're working as an extended warehouse management, then you will be using access to or you will be authorized to use this role. So why I'm telling this is when you are working with business, you are not supposed to do the configuration which is others. You should do the configuration which is only yours, which is the material management. Out of that, there are also some more configurations which are combined with all other modules. For example, enterprise structure. So enterprise structure is also done by different modules, but enterprise structure is designed in a single node, which is called as enterprise structure. So all the consultants can come inside that and configure it. So come to SPRO, select SAP reference IMG, then find where is enterprise structure. So you have it here. So under this node, you will be able to configure the enterprise structure. So find where is enterprise structure and you have this arrow. This arrow is used to expand the options. Then beside that, you have this documentation. If you click on this documentation, this will explain you what is the enterprise structure. This will explain that what is enterprise structure in the perspective of SAP. This documentation will be prepared only in the language of SAP. If you want to see the documentation of, if you don't understand what is enterprise structure, if I expand, you have definition. What is definition? What is assignment? If there is a document, then you will be able to see the document. Now I am into enterprise structure. In enterprise structure, there are two options. One is definition and one is assignment. So definition is nothing but where you create all the things. For example, I'll create two company codes, three plants, three plants in each company code, and four store location in each of the plant. I need to create all those individually, and then I need to link after I create them. So first, to create them, I will be using the definition. To link them, I'll be using the assignment. Okay, so first thing, I'll expand this definition. Here you can see there are all the modules. You have finance, you have controlling, you have logistics, you have sales and distribution, material management, plant maintenance. You have all the modules. So each and every module, people will come here and create their hierarchies. As I mentioned, company code is created by finance. So finance will come here, go to the finance option. Here you'll be able to see the company code. Edit, copy, delete, or check the company code. So this is the option where you're going to create the company code. If you want to see what is the company code, definition of company code, you click on this documentation. This will give what is a company code. You can see what is the company code. Okay, it is explained with the detailed documentation. If you require, you can read this. Okay. Now to create, you have this option called execute. This option is called execute. So you can click on this. So this will take you to this screen. Select the first option, create, delete, check company code. So here you will be able to create a company code, but we will not be creating the company code. We will be just copying the company code. So now here you have this option called copy. Click on this copy from company code. From which company code do you want to copy? The from company code should always be 1994. When you're copying the company code, always try to copy the company code from 1994 because that is the base company code what we have created. This company code has the finance configuration set. If you guys don't copy the company code and create the company code on your own, then you will not be able to access or you will not be able to see the finance configuration which is done. If the finance configuration is not done, then you will face a lot of issues going forward. If you don't copy, going further for each and every topic, you need to do the finance configuration on your own. That is the reason I don't prefer you to create the company code on your own. Just copy the company code from the standard company code, which is 1984. And two company code. From this company code, I want to create what is the company code I want to create. So put your company code name, whatever is required. For example, if I put this and click on OK, system will take this. So my company code, what I'm going to try to create is 4567. Okay. Now, system will give you certain options. And against that option, if you observe here, for S, you have a border with a red color border. So system will suggest you to click S. That means whenever you see a border against this option, then system is suggesting to click on this. So click on only that. So system is suggesting S, so click on S. System is again suggesting S, so click on S. Because these all are the finance configuration. I click S. Okay. My company code got started copying. Now system is asking, do you want to transport the number range? System is preferring no, so I'll go with no. So system started copying here and it got created. Post everything gets copied, a screen like this will get open. When the screen gets open like this, so click on this create request, put just the description. For example, if you are going to configure for any of the company, so I'll tell I am going to configure for this for automobile industry. Okay, then click save. Only for this screen, for this section, we have a dedicated session in level 2. So we'll discuss there. So this is called as a transport request. The request what I'm creating here is a transport request. Okay, remember the name which is called as transport request. So click on this create, put the short description and click OK and click OK. To transport whatever you have created in this system to the another system. In business, you will have a testing system and you will have the production system. Testing system is used for testing. Production system is used for direct business perspective. When you're configuring, when you're designing everything, you will be doing in testing system. And when business need to start working in real system, they will go with production system. But whatever you do in test system, you are not you should not do again, right? It is a burden again. So you need to start from beginning. So that is the reason you are going to store the information what all you're configuring in one of the transport request, and using the transport request, you can copy all the data and transport it to the another system. That is the reason you have the transport request. As soon as you copy, you'll get an information like this. The company code, this is copied. So click OK. You will be able to see from this company code, you have created this company code. Your company code is 4567. Now go one step back. Go to the edit company code. This is the company codes what we have in our system. We have 728 company codes created. So I need to find my company code. So to find that, you can go to this position, put the company code what we created, click enter. That will take you to this line. Double click on this and change your description, whatever you need. For example, I said this is automobile industry. And if you want to change the city, you can change, and country and the currency. One company code can have only one currency. Okay. And if you want to enter the detail address, then go to this address section and enter your address. So I'll put this as automobile industry. Put the complete address. If you want to put email IDs, all those things, put everything and click on open and save. Every time when you click on save, this transport request will come. You don't want to click on create again. You will have this dedicated number with you. You can save. If you click on creating new, then your transport request numbers will keep on increasing. I don't prefer that. So use only one number, create once, and every time keep on saving in the same number. Okay. So this is how we create the company code. We did not create the company code, we copied the company code because we are not authorized to create the company code as we are in demo system and we don't have any finance consultant. We are creating the company code on our own. Okay. So in the first hierarchy, we saw what is client. We created what is company code and how to create the company code. Now, next hierarchy is the plant. Go back. Everything you will be doing it in definition first, and then you will go to assignment. Only the company code is created in the financial accounting. So this job is done. So I'll close this loop. Now you have this logistics general. Expand this. Under logistics, you will need to create the plant. So click on define plant. Okay. And click on new entries. Put your plant number. It can be anything alphanumeric or numeric. So I'll put BA15. Okay. And put the name of the plant. So I said, my company code is an automobile industry. So I'll tell this is also an automobile industry. But this is a Bangalore branch. Okay. This is also an automobile industry, but this is in a Bangalore branch. And if you have a long text, if you don't fit the characters, you also have the name too here. You can use name too. Okay. Apart from that, you have this factory calendar. This factory calendar is going to decide this how many days is this plant going to operate, and what are the national holidays. For example, if sorry, if this plant is in India, then you will have a different national holidays. If this plant is in US, then they will have different national holidays. So how are we going to say system that this plant is going to shut down on that day, or it is not going to operate on that day? So to make that functionality activated, you have this option called factory calendar. So expand this, and you will have the country here. So if you select the country, then it will take the national holidays of that country. As we have set the company code as India, so I'll also set the factory calendar as India. If I select India, then it will take all Indian holidays. Okay. And now if you want to fill the complete information, sorry, the complete address of the plant, then the same icon is available here. If you click on this, then you will be able to enter the complete address here. Okay, so start putting the complete address. So this is a company. This is an automobile industry, but this is in Bangalore. Okay, and you also have the search term 1 and 2. If the name is big, and if you have any search term, you can put the search term here, and you can enter the complete address here with the postal code, country, region. So I say country is India, and the region is a state. Which state is this plant is? So it is in Karnataka. Then I put a postal code if it is required. Then select the language and click OK and save. If I save again I'll have the transport request, same transport request coming in. So use the same transport request to save. You can see the same transport is coming. I'm just saving it. So now my company code is created. I'm just creating one each. You can create how many you require. Create only one company code, that is sufficient. Okay, I don't want to see operating with multiple company codes. One person, one company code is sufficient. Okay, create how many plants you need, that is left to you. How many store location or how many purchase order you need. But company code should be only one for one person. Okay, so I have created the plant now. One second, give it again. Okay, I've created the plant. If you want to create a new plant again, it goes with same, go with new entries and create. Okay, now my company code is created. The plant is created. The next hierarchy is the storage location. Storage location, I'll not be able to create it directly. I need to create the storage location under the plant. So I go one step back, close the logistics general, and open the material management. Here I will have the option called maintain storage location. These nodes are very, very important. You need to remember what are we going to create. The company code is created under financial accounting. The plant is created under logistics general. The storage location is created under the material management. Okay, so execute the maintain storage location option. So system will ask the plant. So put your plant. My plant is this. Click OK. So you can have multiple storage location, whatever you need here. Again, click on new entries. Put the plant, sorry, put the storage location if you need. So I have a naming convention for my plant. So I'll always use this. If you have any other naming convention, you can use it. It can be numeric, it can be alphanumeric. So I'm going to differentiate my storage location into three categories. One is raw material, one is semi-finished material, and one is finished material. If your enterprise structure has any other options, you can go with that. Okay, put this and save. So my store location is also created. Now I am left with only two hierarchies. One is the purchase org and one is purchase group. So purchase group is not a part of enterprise structure. I'll create that later on. So I need to create the purchase organization. I will go one step back and open this purchase organization. You have it below the store location. So I open this. So here also you have the same policy. Go to the new entries, put the purchase org number and the name. So I'll put a name. You can create how many purchase org you need. If you want to create the purchase org at company code level, or if you want to create at plant level, that is left to you. Okay. So I'll save this. So in my hierarchy, I have created all the entries. So company code is created, plant is created, the store location is created, and the purchase organization is created. Purchase group I'll show in some time. So all are created. So all are created individually. So let me sketch that now. Let me reshare my screen. So what I created, I had created the client called 100. I have one company code, which is 4567. This is a client. This is a company code. I have one plant under this, which is BA15. And I have three store location under this. Okay. And I have my one purchase organization created, which is 4567. So this is what I created. All are individual. So this link is auto created because I'm creating this under the client. So initially only I have put the client, and under the client, I have created all these things. So this link is auto link. And my store location. All the store locations are created under the plant. When I create my store location, I put the company code as BA15. Sorry, I put my plant as BA15 and I created the store location under the plant. So this link is also built. So the only link what is left is I want to assign my company code to the plant. This link is missing. And I need to decide this purchase org is a company code specific or plant specific. So if it is a company code specific, assign this to the company code. If it is a plant specific, then assign to the plant specific. But I prefer to link this for both company code and the plant. Okay. Now this link is missing. So to do this link, we'll be going to the assignment. So the section called assignment is used to link those both. So if I go to SAP, I'll close this definition. I have this assignment. If I expand this assignment, you have this option called logistics general. So open this. Here you have an option called assign plan to the company code. So expand this or execute this. So here you will have a new option to put a new entry, put a new entry, put your company code and put your plant and save. When you put this link, so that will create the link between the company code and the plant. This is the assignment. Now I'm telling that under this company code, you have this plant. Okay, so go back. Go back. Now we are left with only one link, which is a purchase organization. So close logistics general. and open the material management. Here you have assign the purchase org to the company code, assign the purchase org to the plant. So these are the two options where you can need to assign the purchase organization to the company code and the plant. So now we had one more option called the reference purchase org. So reference purchase org is an sourcing team. So I said that reference purchase org is not going to assign to the enterprise structure. And the reference purchase org is going to collect the data from the market and it is going to store somewhere. And if these standard purchase org or the plant specific purchase org need to get the data, then they need to be assigned to the reference purchase org. So that can be done here. So assign the purchase org to the reference purchase org. So you're assigning the purchase organization to the sourcing team so that they will be able to access the data. Okay. So first thing is assign purchase org to the company code. So I execute this. So find your purchase organization, which is 4567. So against this, you have an empty company code. One purchase org can be assigned only to one company code. This is very, very important. Okay. Put your company code, click on enter and save. This is how you are going to assign your purchase org to the company code. Go one step back. Assign your purchase org to the plant. Click on new entries, put your purchase org and put your plant and save. So our assignment is done. So by this way, you can assign the company code to the plant and the purchase org to your company code and plant and even the storage location to your plants. So this is how are we going to create the enterprise structure. As soon as this enterprise structure is created, you can go to the transaction called EC01. EC01 is a transaction. Go to the EC01 transaction, click on structure, then navigation. You will be able to see all the company code listed here. Click on find here, put your company code, select your company code, double click on this. So here you will be able to see this is your company code. Under your company code, you have this plant. Under this company code, you have this purchase organization. If you expand this plant, you will be able to see the storage locations also. So this is the hierarchy. Company code. Under company code, you have plant. Under plant, you have the storage locations. Under plant, you also have the purchase organization. Under company code, you have the purchase organization. So this is how the enterprise structure is built. And this is how you will be able to see your enterprise structure. So I just created one company code, one plant, and one purchase org. If you require, the company code should always be one, but you can create multiple plants and multiple purchase organization, and you can test. Okay. And this is the assignment for today. So you need to create your enterprise structure in your system and come to this transaction EC01 and take a screenshot of this and send it to me so that I'll understand you guys have created the enterprise structure. Okay. So this is how are we going to create the enterprise structure and system. Yesterday we saw theoretical part of enterprise structure and today we saw the practical part. So I'm done with my session. So I'll open the floor for the Q&A. If you have any questions, we can take those questions and close the session. I'll keep the screen open. If you want to go back to any other screen and explain me, so let me know, I'll explain that. So the floor is open for questions now. You can ask your questions if any.
Uh, so why the company code has come under plant as well?
No, that is not come under plant. That is just showing that the plant is linked with the company code. It is not coming under this.
Okay. And even we can assign the purchase reference purchase like purchase organization for both plant and company code. That is possible, like at a time, even for the live projects. So
Yes. So normally, if you're working in a real-time project, you should assign the purchase org to the plant and the company code both.
okay. Okay. And while creating plant storage area, you just pick from the drop down. So it is like we can enter manually like the new storage area, whatever we want.
Yes. So you can enter whatever storage location name you require and the description, whatever you need.
Okay. Thanks.
And one more thing, I am left with one hierarchy creation, which is purchase group. So let me show that part also. So to create the purchase group, the navigation is completely different. Go to SPRO, reference IMG, and then go to the material management and the purchasing. So here you will have the purchase group somewhere here. So again, let me repeat the hierarchy again. Go to the SPRO, reference IMG, material management. Under material management, go to purchasing. Here you will have the purchase group. Execute. This is how the purchase group looks. So I have my purchase group created. Let me show that, for example. So this is my purchase group. I have this number dedicated, and there's a name with a telephone number, with a fax number, all those things. So in the same way, you can click on new entries, put whatever number you required, put your name and put your telephone number so that you can use your purchase group whenever you are going to create some transaction system. Okay, I don't want to waste one number range, so I'm leaving it. I'm not creating it. So everyone has created in such way. The purchase group is a person or a group of person. For example, you can see this is a person name. And if you see this is a group of person, for example, this is a group of person. This is also a group of person, the persons who are dedicatedly procuring the raw material. So this is how the purchase group is created. Okay. So purchase group will not come in your structure because you're not assigning it anywhere. It is an individual entity.
So can you explain the reference purchase organization?
Yeah, reference purchase org is created as same as the purchase organization, but only one thing, you will not be assigning that reference purchase org to the company code of the plant. That is only the difference. So it is created same here. Under enterprise structure, definition, material management here, maintain purchase org, but the reference purchase org will not be assigned to any of the plant or the company code. That is manually tracked. So if you see this is a reference purchase org, for example, and this reference purchase org will not be assigned to the company code of plant. That is a manual check what we need to keep in our mind.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, is the reference purchase org even used at the moment or not?
Sorry?
Reference purchase org is not extensively used right at the moment, right?
Yes, as of now, it is not used. If some companies ask you if there is any option, if I can maintain the sourcing team, then you can use the reference purchase org as sourcing team.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And sir, we are not assigning that reference purchase org to any of these, right?
Yes, we will not be assigning reference purchase org to any of the company code of the plant.
Sir, the details which we have created now in enterprise structure, is there in future can we change, or this will be freezed?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
I'm I'm saying that the details which we have now created, like plant storage area, company code, and is there any change in future we can do, or this is the final one?
The number which is entered here, for example, this number 4567 or BA15 or SLG1, these are not changeable. You will not be able to change. The codes are not changeable. The description can be still changed.
Okay.
And I have a question in the chat. Can we use SAP Logon which is installed? No, it is not authorized to use. Sorry, it is not authorized to use SAP Logon which is installed. You should always use the remote desktop. That will make life easier.
Sir, will we be given the list of transactional codes for our references
Yes.
in future? Okay.
Deleting the codes, I don't prefer to delete the codes. You can keep the codes as it is. And if you need anything to be deleted, you can or you can mention those to us. So we will be deleting those. I don't prefer anyone to delete the data in a system.
Sir, good morning. Sir,
Yes.
hello. Sir, if I have created any company code copy from 1994, right? Or
Yes.
individually to create our new entries.
No, it is not preferred to create with the new entries. It is always preferred to copy from the company code, which is 1994. And if
Okay,
you are
sir.
going to create newly, that is not, we will not be responsible to support on that company code because We cannot do the complete apply configuration for a specific company code.
Okay. So it's coming under controlling area, right? What does mean by controlling area, sir?
Controlling area is a finance terminology.
Okay.
So controlling area is going to have a lot of GL accounts and the cost centers into it.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more time repeat this screen, sir. How you bring it?
So the transaction is EC01. I'll put the transaction
Is
again here. So it is EC01.
okay.
Go to the structure and go to the navigation. Click enter. Find your company code. And double click on this. So this is how you can come to the screen.
Sir, today class video, could you share me? Sir, actually yesterday class till now I don't get any.
No, I think so. Prabhu has dropped a message in the chat in the group saying that he has uploaded the video.
Then how to get it, sir, video?
How to get it? You have got the access to Teachable, right?
No, you don't have sent any video. Sir? Hello? Hello?
Do you have access to Teachable?
Okay, so you don't have share video, sir?
No, the video cannot be shared. That is what I'm asking. Do you have the access to Teachable portal?
So if it is video means it's very easily to understand, sir. After class, if
Yeah,
I'll
that's
get
what I'm saying. You will be able to see the video in the Teachable portal.
okay, sir.
If not, you can contact me after this class. I'll guide you how to log in Teachable.
Okay, sir.
Hello, so do we have any errors? Does this software show any errors if we are doing some mistakes while entering the data?
Yeah, if you have any errors or if you face any issues, so take a screenshot of that error and post in the group. So I'll be able to resolve those.
No, I mean in real time. Is there does it show any error that this cannot be done, or if the data or we do any mistakes while entering the data? For
No, while
example, the
entering the
process
data,
is
I don't
wrong.
think so system will throw an error. That is a human error. So how system will come
Okay.
to entering a wrong data? If you're entering an address, how system will know that this is the address we need to enter, and you're entering a wrong address? The
No,
input
I
what?
mean in the process.
Sorry, I didn't get your question. In the process, you mean?
Uh, for example, if we skip a step, if we want to create some data and we skip a step, so does it show that like is there any syntax or is there any indication that it will show that this does not exist or something like that?
Yes. For example, if I understood your question correctly, if I'm using or if I'm going to create a company code and there is a company code which is already created, and if I go to the define copy company code and try to put the company code which is already existing, so I'll copy it from this and assume that I'm again putting a 4567, then system will throw an error saying the data is already exist. So from this is the way how you need to see if the data is already data is already created, or you need to use any other number. So
Okay.
system will guide you what data is available in system, and what you're going to try to create, it will match the data.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have a question. Like, if their client is having two separate bases and two specific countries, we have to define the enterprise structure for both the company codes, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, if it is same company for a different location, we create for a different company code or a single company code.
If you need the company code to be created for different location, you should create, because
Okay.
if you are normally in the business scenario, if you are having one company code with two different location, they will not go with the company code, they will go with the plans. They will
Okay.
define one as a company code and one under that plan. But one condition, the GST number for both the company which has different address should be the same.
Okay.
If you have different GST number, then you need to go with different company code.
Okay, sir. Only GST number or any other
As of now,
parameter?
in India, it is only GST number.
Okay, sir. If it is in India, so many companies there, means we can create same company code or different.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. As per Indian government law, if you
Okay.
have different locations and if you're operating from different location, you need to have different GST number. That is Indian law.
Okay, sir.
If the GST number is different, then you should have the different company code to be created in SAP system.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, in live scenario, this controlling area in 1994 doesn't come into picture, no, sir.
Sorry?
If I'm working for a particular company,
Mhm.
then the controlling area doesn't come into picture, right? That has to be created again.
Yes, that has to be created again, but that will be created by finance consultant.
Okay.
As we don't have the finance consultant here,
Hmm.
we are copying it.
Okay, fine, sir.
Normally, what happens in real business is, if the business is discussing regarding the company code, they will not discuss with us. They will discuss with the finance consultant. And finance consultant will create this company code and hand over the company code to us. And from there, we will take over and create the plans.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Yes, SAP user ID will be shared by end of today. Any questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
Srikanth.
So after sharing value passport, we have to do this.
Sorry, your voice is a bit low. I can't hear you properly.
So after sharing ID password, today we have to create the information file.
Yes, as I mentioned, you will be receiving it today.
Okay. If company code will be 1994 support that we have to create plan range for this level. And
No,
we
your
have to assign.
voice is not clear. It's same for me, same for others.
Yes, sir. Voice is not yet clear, sir.
Srikanth, can you reconnect or check your mic once?
So whether no audible.
Yeah, better now. I'll try.
Okay. Okay, so that company code is the same that we are going to get plant and storage location, today's assign, right?
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, morning.
So may I know the importance about the transcript request?
Sorry, what is the importance of?
The importance of transport request.
The importance of transport request is, as I mentioned, now you are in test system. Normally, when you work with business, you will configure everything in the test system. Okay. And when you're doing everything in test system, you will test if everything is working fine. You are not going to create that again in the production system. If you want to create again, that may take a lot of time. So you use the transport request to transfer the data from this system to that system. So whatever you create, that is going to get stored in the transport request.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Sir, this SAP login ID used for multiple times or particular, or we use it for particular time?
No, it can be used multiple times, 24/7, but one user.
No, the same user, no, Akshay, sir. Akshay.
Sorry? No, you
No,
will
no.
get your own user ID.
Okay.
Each person will have different user ID
Okay.
and that can be used 24/7.
No, why? Because already have installed for SAP login software. So that's why can I use that password and username and password, that ID, that
The server does not support for this.
support. Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello,
Yes.
Venkatesh. In a decentralized procurement process, how the plan, it should be assigned to the plant only, right? The
Yeah, it
specific.
should be assigned. But as per P2P cycle, it should also be assigned to the company code. I'll let you know about what that happens when the P2P cycle gets started.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Can we add one more plant to the same company? Can you show that again? It
Yes,
will be the same process.
you can add multiple plans for the single company code. It is just adding a new entry. Let me show that. So you can go to the logistics general, create your plant. I have a different plant. Let me do that quickly. So define plant, new entry 4567, and I'll put a plant name and change it to Mumbai. Factory calendar will still be India. I'll just fill the mandatory field. Okay, I click on OK. And I say this is the second plant. So I go to assignment, go to the logistics general, assign plant to company code, click on new entry, put the company code and put the plant. And save. And if I just go and refresh my navigation, I'll be able to see two plants.
And the plant number and the company code number can be the same.
Yes, it can be same. That is just a number, right?
Yes, understood. Thank you.
Any more question? Okay. If no questions, then we'll wrap up here. I have already given the assignment to create the enterprise structure in system and share the screenshot with me. So that is the assignment for today. So get that completed by this week. And we will meet next week, Saturday at the same time.
Sir,
Yes.
already, I mean, yesterday you have given one exercise, right?
Yes.
I have sent to your WhatsApp number. You gone through it or?
Yeah, I'll check that.
Okay, sir. So maybe after 1 hour, may I call you, sir?
Yeah, I have another session planned on 9 or 9:30. Call me after 12.
No, I don't know what time you are free. So
Yeah,
you
I
give me a
mentioned right.
schedule.
So call me at 12.
Okay, sir.
Post 12 is fine.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thanks,
you so
thank you.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.